We're drafting now, or at least 12 of the Moon Men are drafting now. I'm not even in this draft. This is part 2 of the Moon Man, Mars Man draft extravaganza. And we're going to critique this bad boy as we draft, answer super chats, take phone calls. I'm not drafting, so I can do 3 different things at once. We're just merely watching and commentary. So we'll open the phone lines right from the jump. Super chats will be handled right from the jump. And we'll watch this draft right here. The Moon Man, Mars Man. This is the Moon Man part. Execute upon this show's platform here. And we'll talk and critique it. I'm going to start the draft right now. The the Moon Man draft begins right now. Aloha, are you ready? Boom. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the Fantasy Football.
Where's the intro? Let me see if I can hit it one more time. Hit it, go.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Okay, so the draft is ensuing. Let me go ahead and bring that. Phone lines aren't open quite yet. Let me just get through the intro, guys. Jeez. Let me just get through the intro. Let me see if I can copy this board here and bring it over to my main screen here. And that way we can kind of monitor this draft as we go. So let me zoom this down here. Ron Navy's in this draft. The Mars Man winner from 2 years ago, who dropped down last year's in this draft. He moved down. That is Jack of all trades is in the building here. We got it's gonna be an interesting little draft here. Let's see if I can move this. Hold on one second. There we go. All right, let's put this in the corner just so we can monitor the draft. So we'll be jumping back and forth again. I'm not in this draft, so I'm not worried or stressing about answering super chats and taking phone calls. Phone lines will be open in just a second. Drop Tootin or Thornton for Tesla. I'd probably drop Thornton for Tesla. I like Tesla a little bit more than Tootin. Let's go back over to the draft real quick and to see it's been flying through, ripping through. Jamar Chase, Bijan Robinson, Gibbs. This is redraft. Barkley, Lamb, St. Brown going a wee bit early. Peanut Butter and Waivers getting Genty at the 7. JJ going 8. Neighbors, you guys are flying through this draft. Neighbors 9. Nico 10. McCaffrey 11. Puka Nacua 12. Back-to-backs. Jack of all trades. Thank you for that super chat, JF21. This super chat here is a $20 hauler from my boy. Dropping a big
alert.
One here.
Super chat alert.
Appreciate you. Chase Brown Nakua. Okay, interesting. Hey, Smitty, all my tight ends got sniped in my main league. I wanted to take. I have Burrow, Genty, Hall, BTJ, JSN, Strange, Ibuka, Olave, Rice, Charbonnet, Debo, Tootin, Ollie Gordon, Woody. I like that. Fix the tight end spot. I mean, I like trading for Kyle Pitts on the cheap. I'd go to the teams that might have 2. I think Kyle Pitts is one of the cheapest guys to go get. I think Fannin Jr. is kind of an interesting player to watch as things unfold, so just keep an eye on him. You'd have to give me a list of the tight ends that are available. In general, I'm fine going with a potential Gesicki or Hunter Henry's pretty much available, and I think May's going to utilize him, so that's not a bad move. Strange isn't horrible either, though. But I think Fannin becomes something of a player to watch later. Not sure he's ready yet for prime time, but that's certainly someone I'm looking at. And then right here, I'm pick 11 says overcome. Okay, yeah, I didn't see you guys all change your names, so I didn't know who was who in some cases. So overcome, thank you for clarifying that and dropping that super chat. All right, so we're sitting here. We got 253 people in the building. Please hit that thumb up button and subscribe if you're new. Ron Navy going Trey Henderson at 2.5. Ron Navy never disappoints to just reach beyond belief. But 2.5, holy smokes. BTJ and Amon Ra together, Genty in London. Can't imagine those two not in the same car traveling down the road together. Neighbors and H-Han. Nico and Bucky, Bowers, McCaffrey, Okay, this is an interesting draft. The first reach, massive reach, was Ron Navy 2.5, Trey Henderson. Trey Henderson at 3.8 is high. Or 3.1. I took him at 3.1, so I can't get that mad at Ron. I mean, he had to get his guy. But wow, that's high. I mean, look, Trey Henderson, the crazy part about Trey Henderson, that was a massive reach, Ron, massive. But could he play like a top 10 overall player? I think he can. So it's not like he can't. Jacobs with Barkley. We got Lamb Chops with Henry. We got St. Brown with BTJ. Unreal start so far. We got 2 super chats here. I'll answer these in order in which they're received. Winner, PPR, JCM plus DK Metcalf for JSN 7th round keeper option. The 7th round keeper option is interesting add to this. So I would say that the winner is the JSN side. That's a nice keeper value. That's a real nice keeper value. And then Space Monkey, appreciate you. Hey, Smitty, who should I start? Bo Nix, Fields, B. Hall, Henderson. Henderson and Bo Nix, not even a hesitation in my mind. Love all those players involved there, my boy, but not even a hesitation in my mind. Kyron Williams, Hampton, and Jamar Chase for Aloha at that one slot at the 2-3 turn. Kyron Williams, Hampton, love that. Honestly, that's a nice stack right there. Couldn't have fallen any better for you, to be honest, just because of the way the Snipe City's going. Bowers and McBride both going around 2. Gibbs and McBride together. The Bijan owner at number 2 overall took JT and now Josh Allen. Interesting stack there. This Jahmyr Gibbs McBride owner, let's see what Tristan does here. Does he grab wide receiver and get completely balanced out, or does he go RB or QB shopping? We shall see. Ron Navy. Let me put this. J Moo says Ron Navy's going to take Krosky Merritt in the 3rd. Ron don't give a crap about ADP. That's funny. Is this redraft? Yes, Vampy. This is the Moonman Marsman, my boy. This is the Moonman Marsman. Always redraft. Moonman winner goes to the Marsman League the next year. The loser of the Marsman League, which was Jack in this particular case, falls down to the Moonman League. But if Jack of all trades wins this league, he moves back up to the Marsman League. If I lose the Marsman League, I go down to the Moonman League. No one gets bumped out of the Moonman League, but that's how that goes. JD5, Lamb, and Henry. Barkley, Jacobs, JSN. The guy on the clock right now is St. Brown and BTJ. Is he leaning RB? What's he leaning here? I don't know. PB and waivers is sitting there with the Genty London awaiting his turn. And then Ron Navy, the reacher, ready to rumble from that 1.8 draft slot yet again. Let's go. James Cook, okay. Not my favorite pick, but hey, man, you needed an RB and they're getting raptured. Ron Navy's on deck too, so you don't know what running back's going to be left. Ron, look, end of the day, Ron's got maybe a top 5 running back and for sure a top 5 wide receiver as long as he's healthy. Do I mind muting the draft sounds? Why? Why do they bother you so much? I don't know why. They're fine. They're fine, bro. Come on. I mean, I guess I could system. I don't know. Is that muted now? Are they gone? Does that bother everybody? Okay. Ron Navy took Breece Hall. So Henderson, Breece Hall, JJ. Look, I'm not mad at that draft for Ron, to be honest. I mean, it's still solid. Neighbors, H.N. Walker, Nico, Bucky, Ladd. Overcomes on the clock right now with McCaffrey, Bowers, and who? We got another draft tonight, by the way. The official Dynasty League of the channel. Official Dynasty League of the channel. This will be the main and only Dynasty League. I could see adding another one, but this will be the main one. Not this year, but maybe next year we had a second Dynasty League. But this is the main Dynasty League, the startup inaugural draft. We haven't drafted yet. The rookie draft will be on the show live every year. Kittle, Harvey, Chase Brown, and Puka. That's pretty good, Jack. I mean, it's a reach on the freaking Harvey pick, but the running backs are getting raptured. So you guys are heading towards a real bad snipe environment. It's going in the wrong direction. Corey, I'd love to get on this. I'm sure you would, Corey. Thank you for the super chat, my boy. Traded Henderson, Harvey, and Hunter for Ward and Ollie. Traded Henderson, Harvey, and Hunter for Ward and Ollie. I don't know if I'm reading that right. I mean, Cam Ward's solid in a super flex, I assume. But I don't know about that trade, my boy. Space Monkey, I'm not liking that. Did you leave somebody out on accident? Because that seems like an overpay. Tuba, McConkey, Bucky, Collins. We got Kamara, Hurts, Bowers, McCaffrey. We got Garrett Wilson, good value in the 4th round. Walker, Achane, and Neighbors. Man, Sir Charles might have the best team so far. Now, I could have called that Burrow pick. I didn't want to ruin it for Ron. But Burrow, Hall, Henderson, and Jefferson. It's a pretty good team, Ron. I mean, you reached like crazy on Henderson. But at the end of the day, you have a really nice team. Are the sounds that the system audio sounds, are they gone? Is everybody, do you guys prefer to have the audio off like that? Let me know. The beeping. I wouldn't trade Hendy alone for that. I don't know, Space Monkey, what you're doing there. Cam Ward, I love Ollie Gordon. I love Cam. Well, what are we doing there? James Conner, Cook, and BTJ and St. Brown. I gotta admit, man, I don't love the running back stable there. Going wide receiver is tough. Yeah, Space Monkey, we're awaiting your explanation as to why the hell you did that trade. I don't know what's going on there. Corey, appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Let's go, Smitty. Charles T, 9th pick. Okay, Charles T's in the 9th pick. Sir Charles, you got the best team so far, maybe. I like your squad a lot. Redraft trade Debo for Ollie deep at wide receiver. No, bro. We love Ollie. Like, come on. Ollie, I got an announcement about Ollie today, but you guys are buying Ollie Gordon at freaking... You're buying him at the hype value. You got to take advantage of this. Rate my team moves. 10-team Superflex. Keeper redraft league. Love Lawrence, Geno, Lamb, Chase. Love the team, bro. Lamb, is that really Jamar, Chase, and Lamb, and BTJ, and Rice together? Henderson, Pollard, Pacheco. What is this? What is this, a 4-man league? It's not a 10-man league. Stop capping. I mean, it's a Superflex, so I guess that's potentially why you have that. Love and Lawrence is... Yeah, I guess I could see how this happened. The quarterbacks are not the greatest, but damn, that team is stacked everywhere else. Maybe I'm trying to upgrade Love or Lawrence, although they're not horrible. You know, those are decent but Bo Nix, if I could get rid of a Pollard or a Pacheco, a Krosky Merritt, and Ingram and Krosky Merritt, give up both of those to upgrade just slightly at one of the QB spots, then you're in the money, bro. That goes from a 8.0 still because of the supporting cast to like a 9. If you're able to pull that off. Like the sound, especially on the Hendy pick. So, guys, vote in the chat. You want the sound on or off? One person complained doesn't mean all of you want it off just because he doesn't like it. So vote and we'll put it on or off. I don't know. It depends on what the chat overwhelmingly says. I think I turned it off, though. Had the 12 spot, 0.5, Dak Henderson, Derrick Henry, Nico, JSN, Andrews, Jameson Williams, Travis Hunter, Blue. Like the squad. Start Hunter or Jameson Williams. Probably JMO's safer this week, but I'd probably say Hunter's higher risk, higher reward. And we wait just a little bit longer before we have that decision. And as for this team, the only player I'm trying to maybe trade, love this squad, is maybe trying to dilute Henry into a Genty and something, into a Bucky and something, into a Kyron and something, into an HN and something. Past that, love the team standing down nearly 8.0. Give it a 7.9. We got everybody saying they want it on. So the guy that said he wanted it off, you've been overruled. Okay. Jamar Chase, Kyron, Hampton, Evans, and Devontae Smith. Not bad, Aloha. It's a good squad. The best, maybe not, but top 5, probably. Bajan, JT, Allen, Laporta, Pacheco. Bro, where are your receivers? You got no receivers. Gibbs, I like your team, but just what's going to happen? Gibbs, McBride, Jackson, Tyreek, Adams. This Tristan's team from the 3 could be sneaky if Hill ends up doing something. Barkley, Jacobs, JSN, Metcalf. This is a solid team from Beck there at the 4 spot. I think I got all the super chats out of the way. If I missed anybody's or skipped anybody's, let me know. Justin the DK trade.
Come on.
I still want to know what happened with Space Monkey on that trade. Did he explain himself? T. Higgins, McLaurin, JD5, Henry, Lamb. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good team. St. Brown, BTJ, Cook, Connor, Monty. Not loving those RBs, bro. It just didn't fall right for you. It's hard to go wide receiver in a snipe environment. Ron Navy's just picking off every sleeper around early. But, hey, no one's taking him. And Agbuka in 5 makes sense. You know, I took him in 5 as well. So I can't complain at all. J.J. Henderson, Breece Hall, Burrow, Agbuka. It's a good team, Ron. It's definitely in the top 6, reaching or not. Neighbors, Achane, Walker, Garrett Wilson, Worthy. If you get the most out of Walker, Sir Charles, you're going to be in a good spot. But hard to say. It's a good team. I like your team a lot. Nico, Bucky, Ladd, Chuba, Pickens. Blackbeard's team might be my new favorite. Nico, Bucky, Ladd, Hubbard, Pickens is solid. McCaffrey, Bowers, Hurts, Kamara, McMillan. Not bad. Jack of all trades is on the clock right now with his second of back-to-backs. He's got Nakua, Chase Brown, Harvey, Kittle, J-Mo, and what? To clear it up, I got the Triple H. It was Superflex, and he owned Achane. Love the show, Smitty. Oh, you timed out. But timed out on Rice. That's a solid timeout. Make sure you turn yourself off auto. You go to Q and then check off the auto. Jack, don't forget to get off auto. I get to see Jack getting all upset if he can't get off auto and he times out. Make sure you go to your queue and unselect auto, Jack. You're on auto. It was a great auto pick, though. Excellent auto pick. Man, Rice, Nakua, and J-Mo is pretty good. Jack, you did pretty good. Your team looks really good. Johnny, I'm in the Marsman League, Johnny. The loser of the Marsman League goes down to the Moonman League. The winner of the Moonman League goes to the Marsman League. I can't play them both. I'm trying to stay out of the Moonman League. The Moonman League is the JV squad. The Marsman League is varsity. The Moonman is JV. The Moonman League, Johnny. You're going to be, if you're not careful, you're going to be in the Moonman League next year if you get last place, Johnny. To clear it up, I just didn't clear it up, though. To clear it up, I got the Triple H and it was a super flex, and he owned Achane. Love the show. I still don't really fully know. I think you gave up way too much for Cam Ward, though, and Ollie. Way too much. Unless you got that. Did you get that? Let me go back and see if I read his message wrong. It's possible I did. Because he says he had... Maybe I read it wrong. Space Monkey, where's your... Traded Henderson, Harvey, Hunter, for Ward, and Ollie. It sounds like you gave up way too much for Ward and Ollie, but I know Superflex can do some strange things. Man, Charbonnet going to Tristan there. I'm surprised Ron didn't grab him. But Ron got Debo. Ron, your team looks really good, and you've reached like a mad dog. Ron might have the best team right now. J.J. Henderson, Hall, Burrow, Agbuka, Debo. Pretty damn good. Freaking reaching like a monster, and he's still got a really good squad. The Gibbs, McBride, Jackson. Okay. Anyway. Let me clear these 2 super chats. Then I'll open the phone lines. TM42 says I upgraded to the annual membership. Okay, I will send you a link to the spillover league, and then that one will have to decide the draft day. That won't be live streamed, but the spillover league will be. The winner of it will go into the main Patreon league next year. Drop second D Bills for Samson or Luther Burden. Probably Samson. Philly D. Yeah, probably Samson, but that's arguable, bro. Very arguable. Man, Krosky Merritt would have been on Ron's team if he didn't get snagged. All right, phone lines are open. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
We'll attack this, and then did I answer this one? Drop Tootin or Thornton for Tesla. Yeah, I did. I probably would drop Thornton, even though I love Thornton. I love both of them, but I like Tesla just a little bit more, my boy. Just a little bit more. I love Tesla right now. Not here, guys. I'm not saying draft him here. I'm not saying that. Don't do it. Who's been reaching? Let's take a look at this. Travis Hunter. Actually, nice pick. Mahomes, Travis Hunter, MHJ, AJ Brown, London, Genty. Best team in the draft by far right now is PB waivers with this 7 draft slot. Genty, London, A.J. Brown. Even though I question a little A.J. Brown, like third round is fine. You're baking it in. MHJ at 4.8 is great value. Mahomes at 5.7. Travis Hunter at 6.6. I mean, this is the best team right here. PB waivers. Ron's is pretty damn good, though. I like Blackbeards a lot. I think Waddy, your team's nice. All right, let's see what PB waivers does. ETN, we'll see how this plays out. I like the squad. I mean, that's your second RB. I gave away Ollie and Ward. That's not what you said, though, Space Ricky. You just I'm sorry, Space Monkey. Space Ricky. Space Monkey. So it's the opposite of what you said. You wrote it wrong. You wrote it backwards, bro. You gotta write it the other way. You said traded Henderson, Harvey, and Hunter for Ward and Ollie. And so we're panicking on your behalf. Ron Navy, Addison, we knew that was coming. So you're saying you gave away Ollie and Ward. So that's different. So you smashed that trade. You had us all panicked.
You've just been Smitty approved.
You had us all panicked, my boy. So nice job if you got that instead of what you said. Smashed it, bro. Nice job. Nice job. All right, super chats are all caught up. We're sitting here. Jack of all trades is on the clock. Yeah, shout out to Space Ricky. Anyway. Purdy, not a fan of that pick, Jack, but I love a lot of what you've drafted. I do think you've drafted a good team. I think the Rice auto pick might have been your best pick. I don't like the Purdy pick. I think you're a Niner fan. I forget if you're a Niner fan, but I think you are, based on these three selections. I know Mason's no longer a Niner, but it's very, very nostalgic. But hey, Mason's a pretty decent pick too. Not ripping on the pick. Gavin on the phone. Gavin, what can I do for you? Gavin, can't do a full team breakdown, but what do you got? What do you hear? What do you say?
I was just wondering, for week 1, would you start Goddard or Kraft?
Goddard or Kraft? Kraft.
And then also, I was wondering if between Debo, DK, and Pearsall. I'm leaning Pearsall, but...
Debo, DK, and Pearsall. Give me Debo.
Debo, really?
Really? Why would that be a surprise?
I don't know. I just feel like Pearsall is going to get on the targets.
I didn't say he was a bad start, but I just think Debo's a monster.
Yeah. I guess.
But trust your gut. I mean, it's close. But Debo, to me, is a borderline. I think he could have borderline wide receiver 1 numbers at times this year. I don't know if he finishes 12, but he might finish in the 15, 14, 13, 18 range. It's really hard to say. But I like Pearsall. Pearsall should get peppered with targets, but Pearsall and Debo, I don't even understand why people like Pearsall more than Debo. I don't even get it. All right, my boy. What else you got? Anything else? You can call back if you got more questions.
Okay, that was it.
All right, I'm going to keep cycling the phone line off so I don't have a lot of clicking. Later, bro. Call in if anybody's got a quick question. Rate my team: Smitty, QB, JD5, Penix Jr., running back, Genty, Harvey, Sharps, Gordon, Tootin, Ray Davis, London, Igbuka, Garrett Wilson. Love this team. Travis Hunter, very, very solid squad. Very solid. I don't even want you to trade in the RBs. Wide receivers are off the hook. Would I maybe trade like a Garrett Wilson or a Travis Hunter with Charbonnet or Gordon later? Yes, maybe. And, yeah, maybe later. But you got to wait and let that value ferment. You know what I'm saying? So, like the team a lot. You know, Harvey and Garrett Wilson for like a monster would be acceptable, but I don't think you're going to get that out of Harvey right now. I think you got to wait for these running backs to marinate. But Ken, thank you for the super chat. And I'd probably say your team is like a 7.9, just awaiting the arrival of one of those bench running backs to rise up and get you trade value or just get into your lineup. You know, like Sharps or Gordon or whatever, if Harvey isn't popping off. Or if Harvey pops off in his top 6 to 10 like we think he can be out of the gate, then you jump into the 8s, my boy. So definitely think your team is that good. It's just awaiting, not necessarily even a trade. This one here, 10-man PPR, rate my team. May, Hendy, Kyron, Jefferson, Neighbors, Hokanson, Hunter, Hall, Diggs, Smith, Krosky, Merritt, or Devontae Smith with maybe. Damn, your team's good. Jefferson, yeah, team's like at 8.0 already. But if you were to trade like Krosky, Merritt, or Devontae Smith to upgrade Hall slightly, bro, this team's like 8.5. And then obviously use Smith or Diggs, or Smith or Merritt, Krosky, Merritt, to upgrade May into a top 5 QB, and it's also an 8.5. Solid squad, bro. Absolute beast of a team. Love it, bro. And don't discount May. I like May, at the value you got him. Tyler Warren, what a monster there. Nice selection, Tristan. Probably one of the steals of the draft is Tyler Warren. And on that note, pick one QB, 6 points per TD. Bo, Genty, Kyron, BTJ, JSN, Kraft, Igbuka, Brees, Devontae Smith, Debo, Sharps. Trade ideas for this team. PB and waivers gets Ollie Gordon. He's got Bigsby and ETN. Love the team. Look, you're going hero RB with Genty, and you're doing a good job, to be honest. And Ron takes the second quarterback, Penix Jr. He's got Scattaboo, Addison, Debo. Ron's got a solid team as well. This team from the 9 spot, Neighbors, Achane, Walker, got sniped on Sharps, which is painful. Garrett Wilson, Worthy, Waddle, Prescott, Tracy, Dobbins. The problem with this team is you don't have Gordon, you don't have Sharps, and that could have, one of those or both of those could have made this team the top team in the draft. But that's a tough snipage, and tough to not see this community doing that. Like drafting Walker is a big risk in this league, in any league that's of our community, because you're gonna get sniped on Sharps, and Gordon's gonna. I'm surprised Gordon fell this far, but it's good that he did. I don't want anybody taking him in the 7th and 8th round. It's ridiculous to not take advantage of the value. So, but he went high, but he went an expected high territory. Bo, Genty, Kyron, BTJ, JSN, Kraft, Igbuka. Love this squad. The fact that you have Debo and Sharps and you've got Devontae Smith, Aubrey.
Kicker. Oh, secret weapon.
Jeez. Wow. Okay, where was I? Sharps, Caleb, Devontae Smith, or Debo to upgrade Brees Hall, or Brees Hall, one of those guys. I don't even know you're necessarily taking anybody out of your lineup. I love BTJ, love JSN, love Igbuka. Maybe JSN and Caleb Johnson, maybe JSN and Devontae Smith, maybe JSN and Brees, something like that, to upgrade JSN into a monster. You do that, Shoddy, you're at 8.5 out of 10 for me. But, I don't know that that's a necessity either. You could just wait a little bit. Man, this draft is going a little bit different than I expected, but also it's what I expected. Real quickly. Yeah, there's some reaching. Let me do this 14-man league. Award, Genty, Bucky, DK, Devontae Smith, Connor. But I like this team. It's a 14-man, so it's tough. But I definitely don't love DK, Devontae Smith as my wide receiver 1 and 2, but I don't hate it. It's not like you've got the best wide receiver room in the league, but you have Genty, Bucky, and Ward's pretty solid. Am I trying to maybe move? The thing is, you don't have a lot of depth either. These guys on the bench, I don't think they're worth much at all. I don't think you're getting anything from any of these bench guys. I'd much rather have Ollie Gordons and Charbonnets and even like a Brashard Smith or something. I think that it's gonna be really hard for you to pull off a trade. So you're kind of stuck where you are until you get through weeks 1, 2, 3, and then if you're just falling behind, I think Metcalf and Smith are not bad. I think we just got to see how they play. If AJ Brown were to go down, your team would go up significantly in value. DK Metcalf, I'm just kind of on a holding pattern with in terms of like how high I can rank them. So go into the season. You call you a 7.4 right now, 7.2, 7.1 maybe. Not 6.9 or anything, but it's a 14-teamer. See what's what, and if you've got to divide and conquer Genty or Bucky at that time, we'll make that decision when the time is right. But right now, I think you got to roll with that. That Ollie pick hurt, says Sir Charles. I'm sure it did. You got to think that this. I'm surprised he lasted this long with this crew, though. What a good draft strategy with the 6-pick, 12-team. Sharks are in this league thinking. Well, the Sharks are in this league, but also reaching. Like you could say Sharks, but you could also say people don't have self-control. This team from the 6th spot you like, BTJ, St. Brown, Cook. I don't think that team has. I disagree with you. I think the 6th spot is really not my favorite draft slot. Unfortunately, I do not like Cook, Connor, and Monty as my running backs. I think it was a horrible decision. I disagree with you. That might be your team. I forget who is in that spot. Look, you got great receivers. I just don't like the running backs. QB, Kyler Murray, Herbert, Bucky, Kamara, ETN, Mixon, Chase, Hill, Worthy, Debo. Solid squad. Trying to trade Hill and Kamara, Hill and Mixon, Hill and ETN, something like that. I think that would be good for you. Hill and Kamara for... Look, Worthy and Debo are so good with Chase. I'd trade Hill and Kamara for one running back. Gonzo. Do that and your team is, I want to say saved. I like your team, but sup, Smitty, rate my team if you can. 12-man. All right, let me rate. I'll do these in a second. I got these 3 super chats here. Let me just go through this draft. PB and waivers is looking really good right here. Where did you get screwed out of Tootin? Oh, that sucks, PB and waivers. He was trying to get Tootin. Your problem was you had to get Gordon, and then you tried to push it with Tootin, and you didn't get him. But I still would rather have Gordon than Tootin, probably, so I don't know. That sucks. You could maybe make a trade with Aloha. Aloha and PB and waivers, you guys need to figure out how to get those Jaguar backs onto one roster. Just because there's inherent risk with not having them cuffed. It just really is tough. So they still have one of the best teams, though, but you are potentially teeter-tottering. PB and waivers, you have a hole in your roster that you almost solved with the Tootin pick, but now you're kind of in potentially you've got like a hole in the boat, maybe. But maybe Gordon fills that hole, and Gordon could be I'd probably start Gordon in week 1. But your team's on fire. Hunter, Mahomes, Harrison, AJB, London, Genty. You definitely have one of the better teams. Ron's team is solid. Kyle Pitts, Penix Jr. He's got Burrow. It's 1 QB, though. JJ, Henderson, Hall, Burrow, Igbuka, Debo Samuel, Jordan Addison. Ron definitely reached like a madman and still pulled off a good team. Sir Charles with the neighbors, H.M. Walker, Garrett Wilson, Worthy, Waddle, Dak Prescott. Solid team. What's Jack doing over here in the corner? Woody Marks, Burden. Not bad picks there. I don't know about the Aubrey pick, but love some of what Jack's doing here, but I don't like the Purdy pick. I love the Rice pick. That was his auto pick was the best pick he made. That was amazing. I'm sure he was cued, but that was probably one of the better values of the entire draft, I think, at that 6.1. This squad. What do you think, Travis? What's your favorite team?
I'm just looking over them now because I missed the beginning of it. I mean, like Ron's team is nice, like you said, he reached like a madman, but I'm starting to learn when it comes to these drafts with people from the show, you might as well just take who you want because everyone else is going to. It's a good
balance because if you wait, you can get the right values. But I think it's tough. It's tough. I think. I
was going to ask you. I can't stay long on the family cookout thing, but if you like, for example, in the Patreon league yesterday, because running backs were getting snatched up, I ended up I reached obviously, but I took Walker and Charbonnet. If you take Walker, like you almost have to reach for Charbonnet, right?
You have to, but here's the thing: is like I tend to advise people like be careful if you kind of have to. Like in the case of when you were in the draft, you had to go turn your auto off. Turn your auto off, whoever you are. I don't even know who that is. They renamed their team. I wish everyone would keep their YouTube name as their name. Go to your queue and turn off auto. But like in the case where you were drafting, the running backs were getting raptured. You had to go Walker. You had to bank on Walker. And you banked on Walker, and then you had to take, So sometimes you have to take Walker. But in a reaching environment, you're far better off not putting yourself in a position where you've got to somehow navigate a draft and make sure you're not getting sniped on a backup.
Yeah.
It's really hard. Like this Bigsby ETN Tootin thing. I was just going to say, the Bigsby ETN Tootin thing, I did that in the Marsman, and I did exactly what I'm saying, and it backfired. But I ended up getting him in a trade. But yeah, it's Bigsby I didn't have. I had ETN and Tootin, and then I got sniped on Bigsby. So, these complex cuffing situations in a snipe environment are really risky. Or if you're counting on Gordon. Now, the HN owner shouldn't count on Gordon. You don't need that. It's very nice, though. But
that was my question.
Almost stand alone.
If you have HN, I get he's standalone, but the fact that it was a calf injury and he's totally fine, but the calf can lead to the Achilles and this and that, on that small percentage, would you reach for Gordon?
Well, let me explain it like this. Let me explain it through a video. How about that? I think my video might tell a better story. Here you go.
There are handfuls of Saturn, Mars, and Moon men, but only 8 can be supernovas. I give you the 8 best picks in fantasy football.
They are the 8 supernovas. They are the 8 supernovas. The hateful 8.
We might have a surprise up in here.
I'm looking at the 8 supernovas. Actually, it's 12 supernovas. The magnificent 12. The 12.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the orbiter Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
Congrats on making the Supernova list, Ollie Gordon. Appreciate you.
Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. Ollie Gordon is now a Supernova. Now, there is another player that I'm not going to make it 13. I'd have to take someone off. But the 12. Now, just so everybody knows, people are going to freak out about 12. It's 12 too many. What is the Supernova list, really? Look, everybody says I've got so many players on these lists now. You complain when I'm giving you more sleepers, more and more sleepers. Like, who cares, right? You want more, you want less. Now, the problem is we do start getting cloudy, right? When we have this many, we have Mars, Saturn, Moon. So Supernovas is my way of saying if I was to create one list, let's start over, and this would be the list. So it's kind of like the original Moonman list in a way. It's the meaningful list. It's me trying to say of all of the lists, who are the best picks, in my opinion, from all of the Marsman super, all the supernovas, essentially, the main ones. So there you go. You want clarification on what really matters. Smitty, too many names. Well, I'm given a narrowed down list. It's the supernova list. That's the list that you really need to worry about. Now, the one thing, who's timing out again? Is that Jack? Why is it always screaming when you're picking, Jack? Now the only thing that might change is I potentially love the Brashard Smith pick, by the way, Jack of all trades. If you take Neighbors off, because Neighbors is technically not on any of the Marsman Jupiter. He's a previous graduate, whatever. I may potentially move him over to the Andromeda Galaxy Dynasty board because of my fears of them shutting him down in weeks 14, 15, 16 if the toe is getting progressively worse and the playoffs are not in hope or in reach. So I might lock it down. I want it locked down by Monday. I want to have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and all Thursday to have this Nova list secured. We're pounding the Nova list button over and over so that people can make trades. It's not all about drafting the Novas. Some of it is about trading for the Novas. So I think maybe we're going to take Neighbors off and put him on the Andromeda Galaxy, meaning the Andromeda Galaxy list will be a dynasty geared list. He is potentially the number 1 overall wide receiver in the league. And I want to make sure that that's celebrated, that's known. The show is 100% Team Malik Neighbors. I've had this mother freaking thing on the board all offseason since January 1, I believe it was. Neighbors, wide receiver 1. The problem is the injury. He's going to be a number 1 wide receiver, maybe even week 1. Number 2 wide receiver in week 1. He's going to be a top 3 wide receiver for the first 8 weeks. So you could draft him and trade him. That's a very viable strategy. The question is, can you just draft somebody safer like Genty or something? Who's timing out again? So we may have one more addition to the Nova list tonight, and then it will be locked in. But I'm not adding somebody. It's going to remain the 12. And the 12, again, is the best 12 of the entire list of Mars Man, Moon Man, Saturn Man, Jupiter Man, so that people can say, well, what's it all mean? This is what it all means. And because Neighbors is not on any of those, it also makes sense to move him to the Andromeda Galaxy list. Can you imagine if some of your wives walked in while this is being explained? Like, what are you doing all day? Okay, the Mars Man and the Saturn Man, but the Novas. What are you watching, Steve? What are you watching? This is the guy you're going to follow into battle? He's not even sane. He's got a tinfoil hat on.
Rambling about outer space all day long.
He's got a tinfoil hat on, Smitty. Travis, you say you got to go. Any final thoughts, real quickly, on this team or this draft?
No, I mean I'm looking at it. I mean everyone's got pretty solid teams. Like always, I'm interested to see how the McCaffrey-Bowers Hurts team works out. That's not something I would do. I'm not saying it's not going to work, but I guess that sticks out to me as something that I'd be nervous about.
Yeah, the 11 spot. I don't love the receivers. They're just, yeah. I mean, you got Pearsall, Ted McMillan, Ridley. Those are good receivers, but you don't have. Those are like. All 3 are kind of the guy you want in your flex. You know, you have all 3 of them, but
yeah,
it's going to be tough to win with that wide receiver room. But we'll see what he does. And he's a lot of trade power in McCaffrey, Bowers, and Hurts, so maybe he does something, and maybe Kamara proves everybody wrong.
Yeah, being a redraft and all that, there's some more outs for him. But.
Yeah, and then this six slot, the 7 slot was it? No, 6 slot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The guy that super chat and said that 6 slot. Well, I wonder if that was him. He's like, that 6 slot. It's really, that was a genius or whatever he was saying. Let me see if I can find that super chat. Where is that? I don't know where it is. But I'm not a fan of this running back stable. I'm sorry, whoever that is.
Well, and the thing is, he didn't like. If you're gonna take Cook and Connor, you've got to get Davis and Benson. In my opinion, you have to at least stabilize. If you're gonna go that route, which is like steady. If you're not gonna, because that's what I ended up doing in the Patreon league is I decided, okay, I don't want to go the way of everyone else. I'm just gonna go steady. So you have to lock up those,
Aloha's top 5. I think that Jamar Chase, Kyron, Hampton, Evans, Devontae Smith, Kelsey, Nix is really good. Yeah. I don't know that you're number 1 though. Number 2, Tornado. I don't know what you're doing there. That wide receiver is really hurting. I mean, you got Cooper Kupp as your wide receiver too. Like, holy shit! You can't. In a snipe environment, you can't do some weird hero something strategy. You just can't. Zero wide receiver. Zero wide receiver. Flowers and Cooper Kupp ain't going to fly. Tristan.
Number 4. Oh, go
ahead. Tristan's got Gibbs, McBride, Jackson, Tyreek, Adams, Sharps, Krosky, Merritt. It's a really good upside, Keon Coleman. This team could be really, really good if Adams and Hill hit. If Adams and Hill hit, you're maybe the number 1, number 2, or number 3 overall team. But you have to have those 2 hit. They're both older, injury-prone players. they will be injury prone this year. They'll be more prone. Let me put it this way: they're not injury prone. They're going to be more prone to injury this year. Not that they're coming in with an injury label necessarily. Barkley, Jacobs, JSN, Metcalf, Sutton, Judy, Pollard. This team's okay. It's kind of like that. That's the end of the draft. Kind of just like an under the radar, like good team, but I don't know it's gonna win. Lamb, Henry, JD5, McLaurin, Higgins, Swift. It's got good.
Who's number 4's QB?
It's got good. Who's number 4's QB? Oh God, he went Love, McCarthy, and Stafford back to back at the end. Yeah.
Good strategy.
QB
waivers. I don't mind that team.
Yeah. B-Man, your team's good. I mean, if McLaurin ends up being a wide receiver 1 this year with Debo in town and he doesn't get hurt by the holdout or hold-in, same thing though, then you're really going to have a sneaky team if Henry and McLaurin do their thing. And then really it comes down to Benson. Benson gets in there, boom. Like, B-Man, you've got a couple things that need to happen, but if they do, you're going to be sailing. This team number 6, again, not a fan. I just don't see how this team, without Benson and Connor together, I just don't see. And Goff is like, if you had like Josh Allen somehow and you had St. Brown and BTJ, I'd probably be like, you know what, maybe this team is crafty. We'll see what happens. Did he change his name in the middle of the draft? He changed his name in the middle of the draft.
Who?
I think Team 6.
Ada. Oh, that's Ada. Remember him?
Ada, yeah.
Ada, yeah.
Yeah, Ada, I haven't seen you in the live chat in a long time.
Oh.
Ada, where you been? PB and waivers, Genty, London, and Antonio Brown. Genty, London, AJ Brown, MHJ, Mahomes, Hunter, ETN, Bigsby, Gordon. You were a tootin' away from this team being by far and away the best team in the draft.
Although with Gordon, Braylon Allen, and Sampson, if
Still
one
good.
of those can hit for him, he can survive too.
Sure. He's just, he was one. I'm merely just saying he was one tootin' away from being the lock.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now it's like it is dependent on, and I believe you can trust in Gordon. I do believe you can. But you need something to develop or maintain there, and you're good. Ron Navy, who's currently ended on auto. What's up, Ron? Ron's on the line. Jefferson, Hendy, Brees Hall, Burrow, Egbuka, Debo, Addison, Scat, Penix Jr., Kyle Pitts. Double defense with Steelers, Eagles.
I think reaching on Henderson helped them.
Yeah. It was one of those things where it's like, Ron does look like he has no second rounder, but he has 2 third rounders in Hendy and Hall. And I'm not saying Hendy won't earn top 10 overall value. I'm just saying on paper with the ADP value. But, like, it doesn't matter because, and even Egbuka is a little bit of a reach. It's just a really strong, well-balanced team. Definitely top 5. Couldn't have, like, what would you have done? I mean, he could have went London, but then he would have been in that running back. Well, he would have had Hall, but, maybe Chuba or something like that. No, Chuba had gone. Yeah, you would have been just stuck with the one RB. I don't mind.
Kyron.
You could have, but, I mean, I like Henderson and Kyron near the same, and in some cases I like Hendy more, but yeah, that's a solid team Ron has. Hold on, Ron, let me just go through these teams real quick. So Ron's team's in the top 5. PB and waivers is in the top 2. I don't know anybody's a lock at 1. Neighbors, Achan, Walker, Garrett Wilson, Worthy, Waddle, Dak. That team, Charles, you would have been, if you had secured Gordon and secured Sharbs, or at least just Charbonnet, you would have probably been a lock in the top 2 or 3. I think you're still top 5, though. And then Blackbeard, Nico, Bucky, Ladd, Chuba, Pickens, Mayfield, Hawkinson. Solid. Top 6, 7. Easy. McCaffrey, Bowers, Hurts, Kamara, Tet McMillan, Ridley. Love where this team was going, but it's just like I was saying earlier, in a snipe environment, you start going like hero wide receiver, even just through 4 rounds, and then your 5th round you go wide receiver. Hard to do in a snipe environment because look what it did to your wide receiver room. And then jack of all trades, Nakua, Chase Brown, Harvey's really early, Kittle, Kittle's good value there, I suppose. And then we got JMO, Rice. Rice was fantastic value. Purdy, I do not want Purdy as my starting quarterback. Mason, Aubrey, I don't know if he timed out there or what I don't know why he took Aubrey so early. Keenan Allen, not a fan of that early pick. Marks, I like that. Burden's not bad. May, Rashard Smith's a great pick. It's a good team. I would say you are in the top 6-ish. We're running out of top 6 spots, but I would say it's not bottom of the barrel at all. I don't know that I could put it 1 or 2, but it could finish 1 or 2. It's certainly possible, especially on a playoff bracket. We're not talking about total points or anything. Although in total points, we do run that contest as well in this format. We basically what we say is, and Jack 2 years ago won the total points and the Super Bowl in the inaugural year, to his credit. And that's I don't know if anybody's done that yet. Did anybody do that last year?
No.
So that's considered the ultimate champion, when you can win the points race and also win that. But then he followed that year up with losing the Marsman League. That's why he got booted down into the Moonman League.
Boomer bust.
But yeah, Boomer bust. That's how he rolls. He swings, or he's a home run or a strikeout. So this is more of a home run than a strikeout team, though, I would say. You're definitely not going to be bottom of the barrel, but can you get out of the Marsman League or the Moonman League and sneak into the Marsman League? TMT, appreciate your 30-month loyalty, my boy.
All right, I'm going to jump Smitty. All
right, later, Travis.
I'll talk to you later today. See you around. All right.
Later, Travis.
And then let me get this $50 hauler real quick, and then I'll talk to you, Ron, for a few minutes, and then I got to get these super chats. Good draft, Smitty. Thanks for having me in the league. Oh, this is Beck. Beck is in the 4 spot. Thanks for having me in the league. Drafted from the 4. Excited to be here. Hooray. Let's see your team real quick again. Barkley. Yeah, the team is, like I said, it's like good. It's definitely good. It's under the radar. JSN, top 10 wide receiver. Like, why is he not getting more respect? Jacobs, I know I'm a little bit down on him in second round value, not because I think he's not good. We had him as a Marsman last year. It's just high cost of entry, a lot of workload, injury risk, etc. But Parsons being added to the defense means better field position, so it might work out really well for you. DK, Sutton, Judy, it's a good squad. It's a very good squad. It's lacking maybe, I would say, on the QB front a little bit, given everybody else's QBs, but I like the team a lot, and thank you for that super chat. Appreciate you very much. With the $50 hauler, by the way, $50 hauler.
Give me $50 hauler.
People are already dropping players. This is finished draft. People are already dropping players.
Are they? Who they drop and who they add?
They're. I see the messages coming up. They're dropping players left and right, picking up new ones.
That's great. Ron, your team looks pretty good. I think you definitely.
It was funny. I was looking at the chat and everybody's like, I was loving the hate, dude. I was loving it. I was laughing my ass off. Because here's the thing: is you have to draft different in these show leagues than you do like in underdog. Underdog, when the player is going to be there within a couple picks. You know what your odds are. But here, everybody reaches, and with all those running back, the best running back, and everybody says, you even say, pick your best player available. And my best player available with the Henderson pick was Henderson. So I didn't want Kyron. I didn't want anybody. It was Henderson, and so I went with him. So yeah, I swung, and
I mean, your team
that's what I did.
Your team is definitely a reach fest, but like at the end of the day, you probably have a top 3. You probably have a top 3 wide receiver in JJ, no matter what, as long as he's healthy. Top 2, top 3. You've got potentially a top 5 running back in Hendy that you paid a little bit higher price than the market value for sure, and then you're kind of banking on Hall and Igbuka. And I think Debo will be fine. Addison will be fine. You're banking on Hall and Igbuka. If Hall and Igbuka can bring the Thunder, your team is for sure going to be a top 3 or 4 team. For sure. It's a really good team. You reached a lot, but
at the end there, I was able to pick up Keaton Mitchell, which if something happens to Henry, Keaton Mitchell, he was running his butt off during preseason. So I like picking him up.
Yeah. All right, Ron, anything else? I got to get to these super chats that are piling up.
No.
All right.
No, my fiance called, so I got to go. But thanks.
Right. Nice team, Ron. Later.
Yep. Thanks.
Yeah, Ron's got a good squad. I mean, it's definitely a reach fest of a team, but it's good. It's really good. All right, let me hit these super chats. Thank you again, Orrin, for the $50 hauler, my boy. Dropping a wad. Just dropping a straight wad. Simon, there's a blank $6.99. I don't know if you dropped a message elsewhere. You got to include the message in the super chat. It's really hard for me to find it. Otherwise, I'll try and look after. By the time I get to it, the message is long gone. You know what I mean? $10 hauler. Sup, Smitty. Please rate this team if you have any suggestions. 12-man PPR. Hurts, Brown, AJ, Hendy, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Rice, Igbuka, Debo. Love the squad. You're going to have some trade value in Sharps, Benson, Gordon, depending on how those guys shape up, and you might want to just wait before you do anything. Don't really want to trade a single player you have. I love every single one of them. So if it's me, I don't want to trade Buka. I don't want to trade Debo. I don't want to trade Amon-Ra. I don't want to trade Rice. I don't want to trade Chase Brown or Hendy. So I would say your team is probably a freaking 7.8 out of 10, and you're just waiting for one of those running backs to gain just a smidge of value, and then potentially you could upgrade Amon-Ra into Lamb, or upgrade Chase Brown into Genty if you wanted, or into potentially even higher. Hard to say how you view Bucky versus Chase Brown. So you're kind of waiting, but team is phenomenal, and I wouldn't really necessarily feel the urge to have to move anything. This one here from Overlords, thank you for the super chat. Blessed. Let's see. With number one, what is the question? Keepers leave me with CD or Saquon. CD. I fear Saquon. His 480 total touches and 432 carries is just astronomical. And CD Lamb is right there anyway. Why not take the safety? Rate my team, 12-team PPR, QB, Prescott, Bryce Young, wide receiver, Lamb, MHJ, Igbuka, Debo Samuel, Bucky, Kyron, Harvey. Love the team. I'm trading Kamara. Did I say Kyron? Bucky, Kamara, Harvey. Trade Kamara and maybe... trying to get into Kyron. I'm trying to get into a Hampton or a Hendy using Kamara. Part of me wonders if you could trade Debo and Kamara for like one of those running backs. But it depends. You just wait a week, see if Kamara can gain some value. Because I don't think Kamara will be bad in month 1, but I think he breaks down. So I'd say you're probably either trying to trade Kamara now with Debo. I don't think I want to trade Buka. MHJ maybe, but maybe you do a 2 for 2. Kamara and MHJ for like a Kyron and a receiver. And maybe the receiver is like Hunter. Go to the Hunter owner and see what you can potentially do in that type of trade. Like what running back do they have that you can maybe trade Kamara for? Bo, Genty, thank you for the super chat, by the way. This one, thank you, Mad, for the super chat here. Bo, Genty, Kyron, CD, London, Njoku, Kenneth Walker. I'm probably trying to trade Walker. You don't have Sharps that I see. I don't really love Kenneth Walker without Sharps, man. It's a total risk. Monty, I would move Monty. Wide receiver. Smith, who is that? It said Jackson Smith and Jigba. Is that... Yeah, I think. DJ Moore is tradable, so maybe DJ Moore and Kenneth Walker for one player, Mad. That might be one of the best. SKS, welcome to the priority comments. You upgraded your YouTube exclusive membership, and that means that during the season when I sort by priority comments, that membership level, you'll get more replies from me, so I appreciate you. 12-team PPR, Superflex, Knicks, Genty, Hampton, Hampton. Chase, Ridley. I don't know if you have like a Hendy or something here, bro. You have 2 Hamptons, so I don't know if you wrote it twice or you were supposed to write Harvey or Hendy there. Let's see, Ollie Gordon Benson. Love the squad, and I'm assuming that there's another player there. That's a good team. I'm probably looking to maybe trade. You got Henderson right here. Jeez, bro. Get Henderson in the lineup. Who's here? Genty, Hampton, and who? I assume it's Henderson. Ridley's a player I could trade. Ridley and Benson. Ridley, Ollie Gordon. Ridley and Charbonnet. Pearsall I would trade if I could. Pearsall and maybe whoever that other Hampton is. Pearsall and Ridley for an upgrade. Make that move where you're getting Pearsall and Ridley for one better player, or Pearsall and one of those running backs that is not named Hendy or Genty. Then, upgrade slightly and boom. That team. I just don't know who that Hampton is. I don't really know. Can't fully tell you what I would do then. But I would say, if let's say it was a Harvey, let's say it was a Kamara, let's say it was, something like that. Jacobs, I would look to use Pearsall to upgrade slightly. You do that, that seems like it could be a really, really locked-in league winner. 10-man PPR, team is Knicks, Bucky, Hendy, Neighbors, Garrett Wilson, Pitts, Pickens, Lovett, Hall. Very good team. Probably sitting on this one too. Hunter, Debo, Brees Hall, Pickens, Garrett Wilson, Neighbors. Unless you're trading Neighbors now for like a BTJ, something like that, and then upgrading a Benson, upgrading a Debo or something, upgrading Brees Hall. So like Neighbors and Brees for, let's say you downgrade Neighbors into London and you can upgrade Brees into Kyron or Bucky type player. You have Bucky, but you know what I mean, Genty or something, then I would do that. If not, I'm kind of waiting till I can do that. And all these players will go up in value. That's a 7.9 out of, maybe an 8.0 out of 10. Because of the depth you have, I'd be willing to advance you that point and give you that 8.0. But you pull off a maneuver later with that increased value, you're going to go straight to the top. No, that's not my team, LOL. I was asking what's a good strategy. I have the 6th pick in my draft. Okay, let me go back to... What's a good draft strategy in the 6th pick? Sharks are thinking of going running back, or running back, tight end, wide receiver. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. I would say that you're planning too much to draft positions and not players. In general, I want to go RB, but you're literally, you want to be careful not to cement in this thinking too much. Genty or Lamb, whichever one's there, Lamb first, Genty after that, but one of those two was my pick almost 9 times out of 10 from that spot. I don't mind JJ. I don't mind Neighbors there. If you're willing to risk that injury, I personally end up usually avoiding Neighbors for Genty almost every time, just because I know how good Neighbors is. Neighbors is, again, I'm freaking on the board. He's on the Nova list, but I just feel like you're really running the risk of wishing you just had Genty straight up from the start. So Genty to me, Bucky, London, Achan, Kyron, those are all amazing picks in that 2nd round. Hendy in the 3rd round. If you think in a 12-man league, you said Sharks are in the league, I mean, how are you going to have any receivers left if you go RB? If it's a grandma league, and I admit I'm in a grandma league, and I got Garrett Wilson around 5. I got Hunter, Debo, Buka, and I went running back. I went 4 straight running backs, and I got Garrett Wilson, Debo, Buka, and Debo, Buka, Garrett Wilson, and Hunter in a 10-man league, and I can acknowledge it was going to happen in a grandma setting. So 12-man league is tough to imagine going RB and loving your wide receivers. So I would say RB I'm fine with, and I do cement that into place kind of. But very open-minded to going in a different direction if things go awry. 10-man PPR, Jaden Daniels. I think that's Jaden Daniels. It's spelled wrong, but I think you mean Jaden Daniels. Achan, Bucky, Justin Jefferson, JSN, Hampton, DJ Moore, Garrett Wilson, Olave, Bucky, or Bigsby, Kincaid, Justin Fields, any moves. Love the team, bro. No. DJ Moore, Garrett Wilson together for one slightly better receiver, sure. HN not trading him. I want Ollie Gordon. I desperately want Ollie Gordon. I'd trade DJ Moore for Ollie Gordon. Hampton's fantastic. I mean, it's a great team. JSN, Garrett Wilson and JSN for one slightly better wide receiver. But even that, be careful because you'd have to go into the first round wide receivers. You have to get almost like a JJ because JSN and Garrett Wilson's a lot. But trade DJ Moore for Ollie Gordon if you have to. That would solidify your team. You definitely need that. Hampton was typed twice. It's Henderson. I did see Henderson, so you're good there. And I have Rice on IR. I'd probably wait with that team you had, bro. It's really, really good. Just let that bench talent ferment on the bench. And when Rice comes back, I'd give you an 8.8 out of 10. One of the higher scores as soon as Rice is ready. But until then, it's like borderline 8. But do you make a move while you wait? I think you still can win. So if you're 4-2 and you didn't make any moves and then Rice comes in the lineup, it's like, boom. Rate my team 12-man, 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 tight end, 1 flex. Hurts, wide receiver, Nico, MSJ, J-Mo, Buka, Keenan Allen, running back, Jacobs, Hampton. I'm probably trying to trade JCM and Jacobs or J-Mo and Jacobs for a slightly upgraded RB. Bucky, Genty, HN. Do that and your team is, in my opinion, without looking at the other rosters, top 2 or 3. Just automatically. 12-team PPR, Jamar Chase, Garrett Wilson, Tet McMillan, Khalil, Kyron Henderson, Pacheco, Ollie, love that. Jamar, Garrett Wilson, Tet. Kind of just got to stand down, bro. Unless you could trade Pacheco and Tet for like one better player, or Tet and Garrett Wilson to a wide receiver needy team that does have a London or higher. BTJ, really. BTJ, JJ, Lamb, St. Brown, Neighbors, even with the risk, you're buying low. I don't mind trading for Neighbors as much as I do drafted because you're trading for them low. You're compiling 2-for-1s and 3-for-2s and you're getting Neighbors that way. It counts for more risk. But I do that. Past that, you could hold and wait a week. Let Ted go out and have a good week 1, too. If he does have a good week 1, people will be all over it. 10-man PPR, Gibbs, Bucky, Kyron, JD5, Kittle. Love that squad. Judy, Golden, Olave, Ollie. So your receivers, who's your number 1, though? Your number 1 is Judy? I don't know. I think you got to trade one of your tight ends and Judy. One of your tight ends, Judy Golden, to go get a better receiver. MHJ, Garrett Wilson, very undervalued. JSN's very undervalued. I think you need to do that without touching, just use one of the tight ends. Kittle might, go Warren and then trade Kittle. Kittle in a JCM type player. I wouldn't trade Ollie. Kittle, you don't have JCM. Kittle and Olave, Kittle and Golden. Kittle and Judy for one monster BTJ London type player. And, bro, your team is completely balanced out at that point. And you didn't have to do anything with the RBs or quarterback. Or you Bucky, Kyron, Gibbs, and JD5 with Warren, you're fine. You're fine. Trade Kittle away for that wide receiver. Get that balance in there. And your team is the best team in the league by far if you make that trade without touching Warren or any of those running backs that are JD5. 100%. I would bank on that team. Well, that was an interesting draft. That was fun. How do you do these drafts all day, bro? It's got to get old. It's a short period of time, bro, where people are coming in with their teams. Like, hey, how do you like my team? How do you like my team? That it's just about like a 2-3 week period. And then once the season kicks off, then it's waivers, it's ad drops, it's trades, it's all kinds of fun questions. So, and as far as these drafts, we got one more tonight. It's a Dynasty inaugural The Fantasy Football Show subscriber Dynasty draft. The inaugural draft is Dynasty. It'll be fun. It'll be exciting to see how that unfolds. I'm in the draft, and it will be taking place tonight. In fact, the draft is in T-minus. Let me pull up here and see. The Dynasty draft, official Dynasty draft, is in 4 hours and 47 minutes. So get ready for that. Your boy's drafting from the 6th spot. It'll be very intriguing how it plays out. Chase, Bijan, Gibbs, Lamb, JJ, Neighbors, Gentile. Like, this is where it's like, if it's Dynasty, I don't mind Neighbors at 6. This is Dynasty. I'm willing to risk losing this year or still having a chance to win, even if Neighbors sat out 3 games, or if they did shut him down in weeks 15, 16, 17 to have the surgery, that it's Neighbors. He's the number 1, number 2 wide receiver in Dynasty. He's the Andromeda Galaxy guy. I might move him. I may move him up from, or move him off the Nova list tonight, lock in a new name, keep it 12. I don't want to add another. Put him on the Andromeda Galaxy as the number 1 Dynasty player potentially, because that's how good Neighbors is. And then that way we're giving him the respect he deserves without having him be on the Nova list necessarily. I love him on the Nova list too, though. I might leave him. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. He's the only player that's not on the Moonman, Marsman, Saturnman list, though. You know, and that's kind of what the Nova is about, taking a guy from those boards and taking the best 12 from those boards and putting them on the ultimate board, which is the Supernova list. Hit that subscribe button, please. If you haven't subscribed, we got 350 in here. We'll be back tonight. SKS, appreciate you. $10. My guy, Drew, the Ace 12 team, went Chase Bucky over Kyron. I don't blame you. And Lamar at the turn. Getting Bucky at the turn's insane. Then Sutton and Ted McMillan. I don't know. I like those receivers, but I feel like, you know, I don't know who was there. If Harvey was there and such, but JMO fell in the 7th. Sharps, Ollie. Loved the Sharps and Ollie call, bro. Finished 2 earlier. I like the team a lot. And look, Sutton's very undervalued. So is Ted. Ted's very undervalued. I don't mind that. I just don't know who was there. But loved the freaking start. You couldn't start. You could have started better. Could have started better, my boy. Nice job. Cole with a super chat. $20 holler Cole. That's what they call him. $20 Cole. Just drop him once.
Super chat alert.
$20 Cole. Cole, thank you, my boy. Rate the team 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 1 flex, QB Lamar, Barkley, Chuba, AJ Brown, Adams, Flowers, Adunze, Kelsey. This is a really good team. Rice on the bench, Sharps, Jacory. I'm trying to, you probably got to wait for Benson, Rice, Jacory, Sharps. Like, you have so much firepower. At some point, you're taking that, one of those players, and adding it to Chuba and going and getting Bucky. The only thing I'd say is right now, can you do it now? Can you do it early? Can you trade Rice and Chuba for Bucky right now? Can you trade Barkley down to Bucky or Genty or Achan, and then in turn move Adams or AJ Brown up to a BTJ? So, Cole, your team is a 7.5, which is not bad. I don't want you to take that in a bad way. But you make that move, you go to the league-winning team without me looking at the rosters. If you're able to pull something off. I don't mind hanging on to Rice, though. So if I could do that with maybe Jacory, Krosky, Merritt, and Flowers, or Adunze, Jacory, and Chuba for Bucky. Barkley and maybe Adunze, or Barkley and Jacory and Adunze for Genty or Achan or Bucky, and then you get that BTJ or London instead of the Jacory and Adunze. Like, you're upgrading the wide receiver, downgrading Barkley into Bucky. You do that, you're the best team in the league right away without even looking at the other rosters. That's how well you've set up the foundation. And if you can't pull those trades off, you wait, because after week 1, I think you will be able to pull those trades off, because that's how good of a squad you got. And it's deep, and you got tons of trade value. Hey, Smitty, can you give her some team advice? Yes, I can. 12-team full PPR. Bijan, Bucky, Higgins, Pickens, Hunter, Burrow, Tracy. Love the running backs. Don't trade Bucky, Bijan, or Burrow. And try not to trade Hunter. Try not to trade Pickens, which means that you've got a very limited... Buka. I don't know. Maybe you're trading Pickens and Higgins for one player. Maybe you're waiting. Maybe Tracy gets you something coming out of week 1. Maybe you can trade Tracy right now on credit and say, you know what he's going to be, Steve. Come get Tyrone Tracy. Tracy and Pickens or Tracy and Higgins for like a Harvey, or you could use a receiver. Higgins and Tracy for Garrett Wilson for MHJ. Higgins and Pickens for London for Lad McConkey. One of those moves puts you right in pole position, in my opinion. Love the squad, my boy. Love it. And then this one from Jacob, $10 hauler. 10-team PPR league. Goff, Lawrence, Kyron, Hendy, Neighbors, Ladd, Bowers, Pearsall, Eagles, Cam Little, Ward, and then Little, DK, Bigsby, Harvey, Golden Warren, Hunter, Gordon. Love the team. I like the team a lot. Hendy and Neighbors and Ladd and Kyron is off the hook. Bowers off the hook, bro. Don't love the quarterbacks. Pearsall and Goff, Pearsall and Lawrence for a quarterback upgrade, maybe. I like Cam Ward a little bit, though, so I'm fine. And I like T-Law. I just don't know if I want him as my starter. DK, Bigsby. I'd probably say Pearsall and DK for one player, maybe one wide receiver upgrade. Pearsall and DK might even get you like you already got Ladd. I'd say like a London, but I don't know. Tough to say. You also have such bench value in Tyler Warren, Hunter, and Golden and Harvey. You already have Harvey. I think I said Harvey earlier to go trade for him. I think you just kind of wait on this value, bro. The problem is, who's going to buy Harvey at the right price? Who's going to buy, Gordon at the right price? Who's going to buy Hunter at the right price? It's completely doubted right now, which is awesome for us. Kyron and Hendy, Neighbors, Ladd, it's Bowers. You're literally waiting to use Pearsall, who you could try now. Pearsall and DK, like I said, for one London, for one, you've got Kyron already, but a player like that, a player like London, a player like, you could even go after an A.J. Brown, even though I worry about injury with him. You got the kind of team that it would actually fit pretty well with. DK and Golden. Pearsall has just got such a high value right now. I'm trying to get rid of him now before. And you could wait a week, and he probably has a good week 1, and you can still trade him high, if not higher. But what if he goes out and doesn't do well with the expectation? So I'm definitely more interested in trading Pearsall now, because I think people are willing to pay on the spec that he plays amazing, and you just don't need it. You don't need Pearsall. You got Ladd, you got Neighbors, you got Hunter, you got Golden. Trade either Golden or Pearsall. Golden or Pearsall. You could also upgrade Ladd potentially. I like Ladd a lot, but Pearsall, Ladd might get you BTJ. That's what I would go try and do. Ladd, who I like, Ladd and DK, Ladd and Pearsall. Maybe you're throwing in I don't know, you could do Golden and Ladd to go get a slight upgrade at wide receiver. That's what I'm doing. I change all my advice. That's what I'm focusing on. That's a fantastic maneuver. And I like Ladd. You don't have to get rid of Ladd. But if you can upgrade him, that's great. Start 2 for week 1. Ollie, JCM, Keon at running back. I'm going to go JCM and Ollie. I like Keon, though. If JCM doesn't look like he's going to get a lot of run in week 1, though, walking into like Thursday, we got to make a decision. So we're going to bring it back. I would say in general, though, I'm starting those 2 RBs. But Coleman over JCM, if things don't look good for JCM last second, is an advisable swap out. I'll be back in a little while. Appreciate you all. Thank you for drafting with me. Or thank you for watching the draft. I didn't actually draft in this one. It was a fun draft. Here's the draft in review real quickly. Just throw it on the screen at least. Nice squad. I'll see you all later. Appreciate actually rock out. You always call at the end of the show. You got 10 seconds. I'm sorry. I'm on the way out the door. What can I do for you, rock out? He's got a Marsman card. He gets interrupted at any point. That's the whole point of the card. So rock out. You can breach in like this. It's no problem. But I am leaving. I'm just letting you know. 10 seconds. Go.
Yeah, I just want you to check out my trades I sent you on Instagram.
You sent me a trade, or you want me to evaluate a trade?
Evaluate. Just let me know off here.
Okay, hold on. I can look at it real quick. Hold on. Is this it's just an idea. Okay. I was like, what league are you talking about?
Yeah, but don't say nothing. There's league mates in here.
Oh, I got you. Okay. All right. All right, Rock Out. Thank you, bro.
All right.
All right. I'll look at it. I'll see you all in a little bit. We got a Dynasty draft. I might go live before the Dynasty draft. I might not. I'm not sure. And then if not, then we'll probably go live again later at midnight. So I'll see you all in a little bit. Appreciate every single one of you. I'm live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. I'm additionally live whenever big news breaks. And I'm live at midnight Eastern, drafting on Underdog. Here is the link to Underdog, promo code Smitty. I'll drop it in the live chat. It's also code Smitty gets it done as well, but the link inserts code Smitty for you. So smash this link, sign up so you can draft with us later tonight at midnight Eastern. We'll be drafting on Underdog. But again, come back. We'll be doing a live mother freaking draft again. It'll be a Dynasty inaugural official The Fantasy Football Show Dynasty draft. And then the rookie draft each year will be live streamed. And then maybe we'll do a secondary Dynasty League next year. But this is currently the only and official Dynasty League subscriber league draft and league that we have for the channel. See you all in just a little bit. Appreciate every single one of you.